Hey everyone, it is time for this week's Windsor real estate market update. It's funny because I had been feeling so well and then all of a sudden my eyes are causing me problems. Having a hard time focusing here, so seems like it's getting better. So for the week here in the city of Windsor, this is for the week ended September 28th, 2024. We had 1,085 in Windsor, Essex County. We had in Windsor, we had 1,085 available units. 165 of them were rentals, and 177 of them were above 950,000, and 743 of them were for normal people. That was up 749, which is stable. About 750 units is about what we have on a stable market. Now, when we look at supply or days of supply, like say if we were a Chrysler dealership and had lots of vehicles on the ground, we sold 2 houses above 950 for the week, which would be 88.5 weeks of supply. 88.5 weeks. Yes, there are only 52 weeks in a year, so we have about a year and a half of supply above 950 in Windsor, Tecumseh, LaSalle. And we have about 11.34 weeks of supply for normal people. 11.34 weeks of supply. Normal market there. Very, very oversupplied market here. That's why those houses aren't selling. That's why I really don't want any of those listings. Take forever to sell the darn things. Who wants that? You're setting yourself up to fail miserably if you take those listings. So Amherstburg, we had 215 units, 70 of them rentals, 50 above 950, which is a 25-week supply, so about a half a year supply, and 95 regular and about a 13.57-week supply. If we look at Kingsville, Leamington, Essex, where everybody's going and building offices and trying to compete and taking market share and all that stuff, it's very competitive out there from a real estate perspective. There were 282 units of supply, 21 rentals, 59 above 950 for a 59-week supply. Yes, over 1 year of supply above 950 in Kingsville, Leamington, Essex. And then we had 202 for the regular people, which was 15.5 weeks of supply. So you can see that our weeks of supply for normal houses is pretty accurate, pretty stable. And then those houses that are above 950, we have massive supply. They're just not selling. Yeah. When we look at days on market, actually let's go and break this down a little bit. So here is Kingsville, Leamington, Essex. For the week, there were 3 that sold over. There were 11 total sales. I think 11. Might have been 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There were 14. 3 of them sold over. Everything else sold under. $8 million listing, 8.7 million sales. Average listing price $581. Average selling price out in the county $623, $353. Pretty good number there. About $60,000, $70,000 more in the county than what it is in the city of Windsor. There were 11 at 2.0, competing realtor commission, and 3 at 2.5, competing realtor commission. Average days on market was 58. Anybody that listed at 2.0, they had an extra 10 days because they were trying to cheap out on competing realtor commission. And 68 days of average time on market at 2.0 and just 20 days at 2.5. You can see how if you pay the competing realtor more, your days on market is considerably less. It's 1/3. And realtors should be teaching you this stuff. I wish that they would. If you would like to know more, you can always interview me before listing your house out in Leamington, Kingsville, and Essex. We will end up doing it at 2.5 because it is so important. Also the 2.5s, when we look at it, here's a 2.5, it sold way over. When we look at, here's a 2.0, it sold a little bit over. Here's a 2.0, and it actually sold over as well too in that $1.5 million bracket on fifth concession. I'll hover over this a little bit so that my, for whatever reason, even my camera is not focusing very well right now. But let's keep moving on, shall we? Let's look at Amherstburg. In Amherstburg, there were 9 that sold, 4 of them sold over. My buddy, Chris Ramatar from Real Broker Ontario, did sell 2 houses out there. Did really well. Sold 2 houses. $1.3 million, $1.4 million worth of sales out there for Chris. In that Amherstburg submarket, did really well for himself this week. Pretty proud of him. Average over was just $400. $7.2 million worth of listings, $7.2 million worth of sales. Average sale out there, because they did sell some pretty massive houses out there, average selling price was $807,000 in Amherstburg. Pretty significant sum of money, but it's skewed because two massive properties sold, $2 million property, almost a $2 million property sold out there. Days on market, again, 1.5% commission, 55 days, 2.0, 24 days, and again, 2.5 competing realtor commission, 8.5 days. 1/3 of the time. I wish, again, that you would have some conversations with your realtor and fire any realtor that comes in and says, hey, I want to pay the competing realtor 2.0. Just fire them. They're going to underperform for you on price, and they are going to take forever to sell your house. You'll see that trend here in the city of Windsor as well too. So moving over into the city of Windsor, let's take a look at the days on market and all of that other fun fact stuff here in the city of Windsor. So here for the week ended, we sold 68 houses. That was down 4 from last week. Only 35 of them sold over. So about half, roughly, think about it that way. About half sold over, about half sold under, or at. Now, we listed $36.5 million worth of houses, and we sold $37.4 million worth of houses. Another good, solid listing week, I think you'd agree. I have a new listing on Poisson, as you've seen the video. Average over was $12,500 for the week. That's up from about $7,000 last week. It's up by about $5,000. Average asking price was $537,000, pretty much par, right on the course for exactly what it's been all year long. Not very much changing there. And average sale price $550,000, $177,000. That is up from last week a little bit as well too, but pretty much average for the whole year, staying very steady at that 550 mark. Very steady. If there's anything about the Windsor market, it is the Rock of Gibraltar of Canadian real estate. Now, when we get in there, we can see if we hover a little bit, you can see that I've gone through and done my math. Now, when we look at days on market, the average days on market in the city of Windsor is 23.16 average days on market, 23.16. So the average house takes 23 days to sell, about a month. Think about it that way. When we look at days on market for 2.0% commissions, it took 21 days. 2.25% commissions took 19 days, and 2.5% commissions took 29.6 days. So it was just a skew because there was a little bit of activity. This 2.25 did really well. Now, looking at, because there were 45 listed at 2.0, 5 listed at 2.25, and 18 listed at 2.5. When we think about the concepts of how did the 2.0s underperform, they underperformed massively again, week over week. The 2.0s always underperform price point wise. If any realtor comes in to talk to you about listing your house at 2.0% competing realtor commission, fire them and call me. I don't care what it takes. Just fire them. Say, I'm sorry, you're going to force me to underperform at 2.0, and I do not want that. I've been watching Brian's videos, and I'll just call him. Thank you, have a good day. And boot him out. Grab him by the belt and just throw him out the front door. I'm just teasing with that. But they're going to severely underperform you, for you. And they're not professional realtors then, because professional realtors follow all this stuff. Maybe I'm the only one following it, but it makes a massive difference in the value of your house. And Those folks that did not fire their realtors lost $1.17 million on the week that they could have had. 1.17 million. That's a massive sum of money that the average homeowner did not even get. These folks here that listed at 2.0, those 45 people lost $1.17 million each, or as a collective whole. Let me show you the math here. So when you go through and you break them down, like I've done, all this math here. It takes a long time to do this. I hope you appreciate this. But this is the science of the math. And science is very important. It's the science of selling, basically. So when we sit down and look at the 45 houses that sold at 2.0 competing realtor commission, they only averaged 50.46% of the average over bid. Now we know the average over bid was $12,500. But those that listed, the 45 that listed at 2.0, only got 50% of that. 50% of that. Or $6,307 was their average overbid, because they listed at 2.0. Yawnville from a salesperson's perspective. No, I show them all the time, and I've got 2 of those going on right now. But other realtors don't show them. Johnville. Why would I show a listing for 2.0 when I can go make 2.5 by selling this listing? Now, the government of Canada says, no, you can't. You got to serve the interest of your client and be willing to work for 2.0. So I always show 2.0s. I point out to my client, hey, we're going to get a special deal by buying 2.0s. And you're looking for, if you're a buyer, you're looking for a special deal. So at the end of the day, the 2.25 people, there were 5 of those listings, and they averaged 328.8% of the average overbid. They averaged about $41,000 more. So which would you prefer, 6,300 more, or would you prefer 41,100 more? I would suggest that you would prefer 41,100 more if you were selling your house. I might be wrong, but I would believe that $41,000 more would be a good sum. That would pay off one of my cars. Now, let's look at the 2.5s. How did the 2.5s? There were 11 of those, and they did 258.8% average over. So they did 258% of 12,500, or they did 32,350. Again, so much more substantial than the 2.0s. Again, why you would be hiring a realtor who's going to sell your house at 2.0% competing realtor commission is beyond me. You are underperforming, and you lost $1.17 million. Why would you do that? Makes no sense. Fire that realtor. Just show them the door. Say, I'm sorry. I don't understand why you would want my house to underperform. Brian has shown me week after week after week that 2.0s underperform. I want to list it at least 2.25 or 2.50. And the listing realtor, so if money is really important to you, then the listing realtor should take a pay cut and pay the competing realtor more. Because time and time again, I have shown you over and over and over again, if we pay the competing realtor more, you're going to sell in faster, in a shorter period of time. You're going to sell faster, and you're going to sell for far more money. Over and over and over again. Here again this week, again, way overperformed. So, and I'm getting ready to blow this out as well, too. I am. I'm building a marketing piece around this. I'm getting ready to pay the bill tomorrow for that marketing piece, because I'm going after it. I want more listings. I want to do 45, 50 listings next year, and I know I can get them. Because of all these stupid realtors who are here doing this. And because when they do that, the average seller loses $1.1 million a week. All I got to do is get in the room, explain it to you, show it to you, and you'll be like, well, yeah, Brian, you have my listing. Of course you have my listing. I want to overperform when I sell my house. Thank you so much. So there you go. This is this week's Windsor Real Estate Market Update. I am Brian. If you have some questions you'd like to ask me, I do have a beautiful new listing at 1461 Poisson in Tecumseh. It is a townhome built to the nines. Taxes are lower in Tecumseh. It is a freehold townhome, so you do not have anybody paying any attention to your business. You don't have anybody coming over saying, you can't do that. It's like, no, I can do anything I want to. It's a freehold townhome. You're responsible for cutting the grass, but the neighbor next door does have a contract, so you and the neighbor next door could just have a contract so that they come out and cut your grass. Whatever you'd like to do. No big deal. Very simple to have somebody come by and cut the grass. So, at the end of the day, this is this week's market update for the city of Windsor. If you have any questions about Windsor real estate, I do have 3 on the go right now in my office. I am closing in on, with these 3, I'm closing in on doubling up my numbers from last year. As more and more people are watching these videos and they're starting to understand Windsor real estate and saying, yeah, I need to call Brian, he's the only consummate professional with all those degrees and designations as well too. And so if you would like to talk Windsor real estate, don't hesitate to give me a jingle, 519-995-6145, 519-995-6145. I am Brian signing out. It is late. Have a good night and have a great Sunday. Bye-bye.